Good evening to everyone. Welcome to 7 Days 7 webinars on wildlife on the occasion of Wildlife Week 2024, conducted by Aghanaashini Foundation. I hope you all attended all the previous webinars. This is the last webinar of this Wildlife Week event. So today we have webinar on Living with the Wild by Colonel Dr. Navaz Shariff. Colonel Dr. Navaz Shariff presently working as a Chief Wildlife Veterinarian at a People for Animals Wildlife Rescue and Conservation Center, Bangalore. He is certified horse and dog trainer, having judged many equestrian and canine events. He has served 30 years of decorated service in Indian Army and 3 years as DIG of Police in Ministry of Home Affairs. I request Dr. Nawaz sir to take over the session.
Navas, sir, you are not
Sir,
audible,
I
sir.
request you to.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, you are audible now.
Yeah. So hi guys, welcome to my webinar, Living with the Wild. So I'm calling Dr. Navaz Shariff, the Chief Wildlife Veterinarian at People for Animals Wildlife Rescue Center, Conservation Center, and the hospital. So we've been almost here for more than 25 years. We'll just go through the presentation. So I put up the presentation in a series manner so that you understand uh, what we are doing and what are the challenges to wildlife in Bengaluru. So all that phase wise. So typically when people hear the wildlife, so they imagine, as you know, everybody says imagines leopards, tigers, elephants, and all those kind of animals. So this is the thing which comes first to the mind. Now, what about this? So the numerous snakes in Bangalore, the house crows, the jungle crows, the egrets, the bonnet macaques, so many types like I told, chameleons, peacocks, so many types of birds. What about this? What are these? So these are the urban wildlife, the wildlife that lives in the city. So they are all around us. Many a time we just don't notice them. And due to many reasons, they definitely need to be rescued by the what's happening to Bangalore. There's unplanned urbanization, the way we are expanding, the way trees are being cut, so the way the limited forests are disappearing, the lakes are encroaching, so they definitely need help. So you'll be surprised to know your family. Many people ask, sir, what does the wildlife do? What does urban wildlife do? How does it help the society? How does it help the town or a city or something? So you will be surprised to know a family of owls can consume almost 3,000 rodents in a year. Just imagine one family. Otherwise, what would have happened? I mean, if they were not there, if the snakes were not there. So snakes are known as a farmer's friend. If the snakes were not there, the owls are not there, the eagles, what you call people, the black kites in the sky, the house crow, the jungle crow, they all clear the city of the waste. So there's no mafia in them, like the BBMP. So they do a very honest job of clearing the city of the organic waste. Now what's happening? So what are the threats to the wildlife? The first and foremost is the habitat destruction. So as you all know, the current rate of deforestation is occurring at 1,60,000 square kilometers per year. So look at the boggling number, which equates to a loss of approximately 1% of the original forest habitat each year. So other forest ecosystems have suffered, such as more destruction, especially the tropical rainforests. So that's how the destruction is going on. So if you take Bangalore, say about 10 years ago, the statistic shows there was around 7.2% of forest cover. Now it's almost gone to 6.7. And then the deforestation. You're all aware of this. And the climate change. So look at the climate, how it has changed in the last 50 years. So look, if you take the 1956 to 76 baseline compared to 2011 and 2021, you'll be surprised. Look at the North Pole. Look at the temperature change, almost 3 to 4 degrees. And look at India. It's almost 1 degree. So what is causing this? As you all know, is caused by the increase of greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide, methane, and ozone in the atmosphere. So what does these gases do? These gases trap the sun's radiation, creating a blanket effect that prevents heat from escaping back into the atmosphere, so thereby raising the temperature. The other human activities, such as depletion of green cover and excessive use of natural resources, are contributing to these factors. So this has led to a lot of number of effects, including climate change. About 160 or 70 days, there was no rain in Bangalore. So now suddenly there is a bit of excess of rain. The melting of glaciers, the extinction of some animals, and the rise of heat waves. It has also had a negative impact on marine life and coral reefs. And then the pollution, the industrialization, and of course, to a large extent, the illegal wildlife trade. Now, this is a study which was done by Indian Institute of Science about a couple of months ago. So, about Bangalore. So look at Bangalore in 1973, the one on the top. It was green. Now look at Bangalore in 2023. So as the statistics shows, there was 8% of only built-up areas in 1973. And now look at it in 2023. It's almost 94%. Bangalore is now a concrete jungle. Now coming to PFA, what do we do? So now we will come to in detail what we do. So we almost rescued now. Almost we are nearing 42,000 animals which were rescued and treated them, rehabilitated them, and put them back into nature. You'd be surprised of almost 227 species in and around Bangalore. So look at the species. This is the statistics as far as last month. So look at the black kites, what people call as eagles. So thankfully to the Bangalore changing from pensioners paradise, garden cities, now but it's almost going into a garbage city. So thanks to them, the black kites have proliferated. So we have rescued almost 10,000 now. So we almost rescue around 1,000 and more. And the numbers have increased more so during the COVID. There was a lockdown, so there was a lot of manja caught in the trees. So we got a lot of manja rescues during the COVID. And then look at the spectacle cobra. You'll be surprised. So look at the numbers. So the most common venomous snake found in Bangalore is a spectacle cobra. So we almost get about 20 wildlife calls, out of which 4 to 5 are of snakes. So look at the other species. This is going down further and breaking them down. Look at the Russell's viper, the rat snake, the bonnet macaques, almost nearly 2,000. So all our rescues are analyzed periodically. We try to find out what are the reasons for the rescue, which species, which season, which area, so that we can go back, so that we can reduce the reasons they can be rescued, mitigated by educating the local population. Like if you find manja in trees, we remove the manja, we rescue the bird, we try to educate the local population. So this is shown. So look at this spectacle cobra. You look at the statistics. It's mostly due to being displaced. So guys who know Kannada, we get a call, sir, how na manenalli bandide. When it is actually, especially of the new apartments which are built, when actually this is the other way around. So we have gone into the dwelling places. The snakes are there right in their places. And then the birds. So many reasons I told you. So the trees are being cut indiscriminately, especially for metro, and many people BBMP lopping the trees without any reason, having a mafia there. So that, and then during COVID, there was a lot of misconception about bats being the causative factor, and many people started burning trees. These are the most common causes. So some notable rescues. We just rescued a leopard cub successfully. We'll share a video of that later in April this year, and we'll be successfully able to release it back. So about 2 months ago, we got a call from the Majestic bus stand about 3 bags full of starter toys. So there somebody was trying to smuggle them from here to Chennai, and Chennai to Southeast Asia. So the smugglers use a mule. No, mule is just a carrier. He just carries the smuggled animals for a price. So the mule went to book this in Majestic, a private carrier, and the conductor, they saw the bags moving. So he got scared. He asked, "What is this? How are the bags moving?" The mule who was transporting, he got scared and ran away. And then when he opened the bag, we found almost 216 star tortoises. So luckily, we were able to rehabilitate them. We hardly lost only 1 star tortoise. So we rehabilitated them, and we have released them back into Bangalore. So look at this. I was talking about the normal mammals, reptiles. So these are the notable rescues, some rare rescues. So we rescued about 2 Egyptian vultures, pangolins, and pythons. Look at 24 pythons. Bangalore, surprising. And spotted deer. So we have a Turali forest right across our rescue center, and there are about 350 to 400 spotted deers there. A lot of wildlife in Turali forest, and many a time the feral dogs go inside and attack them. So we had this, especially these issues during, like I told you, we didn't have 160 days of rain, so all the water sources got dried up in Turali, and all these animals started coming out looking for water and fodder. There was no fodder, and they were easy prey for this feral dogs. So whenever a strange animal, anybody comes near them, so all these wild animals, they go into shock, and their heart stops. So condition known as capture-myopathy. But luckily, we were able to save many of them. So we launched operation known as Operation Quench Thirst. So I'll be showing a slide later, where we took water tankers during this period with the permission of the forest department, and we were able to replenish the water sources in Turali, thereby preventing these animals from coming out. So some of the other ones, like you see, slender loris. So guys who know Kannada, you know, Kaad Papa. So many years ago, there were tall trees from Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Telangana, Karnataka going into Tamil Nadu. So this is some of the smallest mammals. The adult weighs around maybe average 200 grams. So they used to move into these trees. So now all these trees have disappeared. So in Bangalore, we find a couple of spots where they are left. So the GKVK campus, the veterinary college, and the Indian Institute of Science. So basically, there's a lot of inbreeding going on now, and they come into limelight, especially when the election starts. So very popular candidates during for black magic. So we get this small hapless animals with the needles pierced through their bodies. So look at this is a brief mission. So we care for the injured urban wildlife animals. We rehabilitate them and release them back into the natural or adoptive habitats. Now, how do we do this? We do this by the 4 Rs. So the rescue. So we have a robust rescue division. So we have 5 four-wheelers in Bangalore and 7 two-wheelers looking at traffic. And we all work, the rescue division works in shifts. So we almost have 7 rescuers along with the rescue coordinator. And because of the way the Bangalore expanding, we have established a permanent rescue node in Elanka now with a four-wheeler, which is always stationed there. We don't want to lose the golden hour when an animal is injured or displaced, so that we give proper care to them. Otherwise, we had to go from Kengeri up to Elanka and then come back. So now the vehicle is permanently stationed there. So it ferries the injured animals. And then we start from 9 o'clock in the morning and go up till 11 o'clock and later. So the rescue shows by, we are all, the rescuers are trained professionals. Then the recovery happens. So if we get a snake in an apartment, if that snake is healthy or there no issues, we immediately release the animal back into a similar habitat. So unless an animal, young animal, which is unable to sustain itself, injured, diseased, we don't bring it back to the shelter. We immediately release it in a similar habitat. So the rehabilitation and then the release. So whom do we rescue? So we rescue the injured, orphaned, displaced, and the abused animals. So according to the Indian Wildlife Act, you can't keep an Indian wildlife as a pet of entertainment purposes. So what we do is we confiscate them, bring them back. Many people don't know, they keep the bonnet macaques and the fortune tellers with rosing parakeets. So we confiscate them, bring them here, rehabilitate them, and release them back. So this slide shows how we typically do a snake. On the left of the screen is the civet cat. So during the COVID, I was telling you, so there was schools were closed, the IT guys were at home, so there was no way to go. So all these guys started flying kites. So this is the story of a kite versus kite. So many years ago, people they used to use this cotton manja. So when the kite gets cut, all this manja gets stuck into the trees at a height of 80, sometimes 90, 100 feet. So all these black kites, all these eagles flying, so they are hunting for this rodents or mice on the ground. So it's a matter of seconds. They come down when they see it, come down like a missile to get the rodents. So these birds don't see the manja hanging into the trees. They get badly entangled into them. So as the slide shows, see how it has cut into the wing. So previously, when they used to struggle, when they entangled into the manja, the cotton manja, it used to break. They used to get free. Now with the plastic manja, has this struggle, the manja cuts deeper into it. So previously, we used to take help of the fire department. Most of the time, they never used to come. Even if they used to come, the vehicle never used to go into the alleys. So it was quite a task rescuing these birds at a height of 80 to 100 feet. So from last 2 years, we have taken the technology from the coconut growers of Kerala. We have an interlocking pole which goes up to the height of 100 to 120 feet with a sort of a rotor in the end. So the bird can be a single rescuer can rescue the bird. This has really revolutionized the way we rescue the birds caught in manja. So we'll show you a video on this. There's a coil which has got entangled. Say no to manja. So then the recovery process, after the rescue. So each animal, so many species, depending upon the age, so specific treatment to the specific species so that they can recover. These are some of the facilities. The top one is the spotted deer, then the python, taking the X-ray of the python. So this is the story of the snakes I told you. You can see in the top the spectacle cobra. So the white the band there is the so they use JCBs to clear these areas. There's only one bone in the snake, that is the spinal cord. And the spinal cord breaks when the JCB is clearing the area. So the you can see the portion below the fracture. There is no sensation. That's how it is one upon the another. So it takes about 30 to 40 days to cure the, first of all, the fracture. And then it takes about 2 to 3 months to get the sensation back. It's a long process to get the nerves working. So we have to use many physiotherapy, hot water baths. Now we are using physio laser, and we are using acupuncture in snakes. Acupuncture is not being used anywhere in the world. So we are using this. So some of the macaque babies, the monkey babies. So this is the one injured by a firecracker during Diwali. So this is a veterinary team, the surgical team working. Then the rehabilitation. So treatment for us is easy. Now raising a small squirrel, a bird, or whichever animal, and so that they can fend for themselves. A barn owl, we have to teach it to hunt. So we'll show you. I'll show you a case of a snake who's got his face. I don't know if you've seen the social media. We have called it scar face. We'll show you that. So training them with proper nutrition, training them so that they can survive by themselves in the wild, that needs a lot of kindness, compassion, and patience. So we are treating a bird, we are training a bird to suck nectar. So first through a syringe, and then we put a flower around the syringe, and that's how the training goes. So look at the squirrel baby. We have to feed it by drop by drop. We feed goat milk combined with honey and egg yolk. That is the nearest to the mother's milk. Otherwise, the stomach bloats and they die. So you have to feed drop by drop. Each feeding takes 15 minutes. Like today, we have 60 squirrel kittens at our rescue center. So we have to feed them 5 to 6 times. So but drop by drop, that stimulate the alimentary tract so that it goes inside. The snake taking a bath, cooling down. See, this is the macaque babies. So they're exactly like human babies. They need cuddling, they need warmth. We keep foster mothers for them. So this is the way they are fed. So they exactly behave like human babies. So we get different kinds of animals. This is like the Indian jackal. So we got a report some time ago. The farmer found a small cub like. He thought it was a dog pup and started raising it. Suddenly, after 4 or 5 months, he found all the chicken in his farm disappearing. Then he contacted us and shared the video. Then we came to know it was a Indian jackal. So it took us a long time to rehabilitate it and then release it back. So we get many of the eggs like this. So we have incubators of different species. We incubate the eggs and release them back to the nature. So the release. So the release also it gives us lots of happiness of putting the animal back in the wild and to nature. So at a suitable spot where there is basically reduce human-animal conflict. We'll show you some videos of the. So this is the pelican we released some time ago into the Hebbal Lake. So all these animals we release, they're so happy to go back. The Brahmini kite. So, like, not only we rescue the wildlife, we also have a very ongoing, active child ecology education program. Ecology. So, we are out to educate children, especially we're targeting children between 8 to 18 years. We teach them how does the pollination occurs, how does the seed dispersal occurs, how what are natural pest controllers, and what does plastic cause havoc. So we teach them all this with audio visual of what we do and how we rescue, how difficult it is to rescue. And we get around 2 to 3 schools or corporates RWAs visiting our shelter every week. So we give them the presentation, we take them around, we show them live feeding, how difficult it is to feed a squirrel kitten, how difficult it is to feed a bird. So we sensitize them. So it has really worked, all this. So we get feedback from the parents of the students telling, sir, I used to tell him to put off the light. He never put off. He never used to put off. Now he puts off the light. He closes the tab during brushing. He insists that we take a jute bag to shopping. So this is the kind of change we are looking for. So far we have addressed around 5 lakh students, sensitized them. So this is a start tortoise release with the, we have to work in conjunction with the forest department. So that is what the ecology education program. So when the schools come to us, we start a presentation. We ask them, is snake a friend or an enemy? All of them tell them it's an enemy. So when we tell them how it's a farmer's friend, how a farmer loses around 40% of his crop by these rodents. If you dig up any burrow in a field, you'll find them full of seeds. So the snake is the only guy who goes underground and gets them. And we tell them what an important role the snake plays in ecology. So when we educate him, when we educate them on all this, so when the presentation is over, when I again ask the question, is the snake friend or enemy? All of them say it's a friend. So that's the change we are looking for. So we got very good Google ratings. People are very happy with the work we do. So like I told you, we get around 20 calls per day from people, especially many a time the children arguing their parents uh, to uh, to call us for a rescue. So anybody giving us information about even a small bird which we have rescued and we have saved a life. So we have a monthly newsletter. We publish their names, especially the children and everybody, and we call them PFA heroes because it was their information that we were able to know about the injured or displaced animal. We were able to save it. Now, this is you'll be amazed to know. Look at the 2 facets of Scarface. So this was this is how we got the spectacle cobra smashed. So on December 17th last year, at a construction site in Kengeri satellite town, a JCB shattered the head of a majestic spectacle cobra, leaving her critically injured. So, and luckily somebody told us, and we quickly transported it to the PFA Wellness Hospital. So look at the initial examination we did. We revealed full extent of the scar face injuries. There were deep lacerations in her head. So trachea, you can see the trachea, everything, jugular vein, the esophagus, everything was exposed. So we immediately put in the anesthesia, the inhalant anesthesia, and we did a complex, like plastic surgery. So what the surgery went to about 2 to 3 hours. We meticulously sutured up the face. Now look at this. So you can see this is the This is how it was split open. Yeah. And we are still feeding it by a tube. So this is how Scarface is now looking after almost around 9 to 10 months. So now the journey starts. Now we'll have to train Scarface to hunt with mice. So hopefully we are planning that by December this year, we should be able to release it back into nature. So this is the case of the leopard story we did in this one. You can shoot. We have a short video you can see. So this got a lot of coverage. This is how it went into the BMTC bus. So you can see the video. So sorry, there's some lap this one. So we get a lot of terrapins also run over by two-wheeler, four-wheeler, the shell cracks. So we put titanium plates. So you can look at the crack here. So we do titanium plates to repair them. This is how it is repaired. This takes about 7 to 8 months. So this is peregrine falcon. It's supposed to be one of the fastest birds in the world. So it had come with a wing fracture. This is how you can find the wing hanging. So we had to put an intramedullary pin. So this is the fracture side. So you can see the fracture. So you put an intramedullary pin here. And like all aircraft before release, or this is after healing. So yeah, test flight is done. So we also do a test flight of all the birds which are undergone surgery. So there, the falcon, Peregrine falcon is flying very well. So we decided to release it. So we also have a technique here in PFA, like I said, we do acupuncture. We also have a feather bank here. We maintain feathers which are naturally of different species which are fallen. So when the bird gets stuck into the trees due to many reasons, electrical wires, a manja, we struggle, it loses a lot of feathers. Then when we rescue it, we have to bring it back to the center and keep it for 2 to 3 months till the molting takes place, the real feathers come. So what we do is, you can see in the slide, in the Indian pork, we have imbed these feathers. Means we attach surgically into the bird, the donor feather into the recipient. So we have feather bank here in PFA. We maintain feathers of different birds so that we use this for imping, and this really gives new life. So after the imping operation, it takes about 2 to 3 hours for us to imp a single bird. So we do this a lot in black kites. So you can release the bird the next day. Otherwise, the bird would have had to stay with us for 3 to 4 months, and there's a lot of imprinting. So look at this is the how we do the imping. This is the recipient bird, anesthetized. That's the donor feather I'm cutting. I'm removing the damaged feather. So I'm attaching a receptacle and I'm implanting the feather and surgical glue. And this is how the bird looks. And this takes about 2 to 3 hours. Each feather has to be imped. And then these birds can be almost released the next day. And when the real feathers grow, the imp feathers gradually falls off. So we do the session for snakes is completely different. So we have snake awareness programs. So where we we break the myths about snakes. So they don't drink milk; they're purely carnivorous. So they drink milk, they have to die because they have no enzymes for digestion. It's like putting diesel into a petrol car. So they don't take revenge. They don't have ears. They hardly can see. They hardly can move. So there's no way they cannot look after themselves in this life. How can they do in 7 janam and come and harm anybody? So all snakes are not venomous. In Bangalore, only 4 venomous types of snakes are seen. Rest about 200 species are non-venomous, and they don't have any money. And why are the myths around the snakes? That if you harm them, they'll come back. So this is what the ancestors did. They knew the importance of these snakes many years ago. So they created stories and myths around them so that we don't harm them. So there's another story of jungle cat, which we recently released back. So this is it had a very bad mandibular fracture. So we use circlage surgical wire here. So this is what after. So we released this last week. So that's how it was, and we released it. So like I told you about there was no rain this time, so we took water tankers inside Turali forest. This is the actual condition of Turali forest, dry in the top. So we took water tankers, 2 to 3 water tankers for almost about 120 to 50 days and replenished the water sources inside. So because of the Washington bear, this one has approached us through the Professor Charles Robbins, that we need to, they have approached us to do a study on nutrition of bear cubs in Banagata. So we have asked for the permission of the PCCF. This will be an international study, and I have been made the principal scientist in this. So we'll be going forward and doing this study. So we got multiple awards. So some of the awards, and especially Salamana, the Timmaka has recognized the work we did and felicitated us. So we are a NGO, non-government organization. We are the only guys who are recognized by the Central Zoo Authority of India, the Karnataka Forest Department, and the Animal Welfare Board of India. We are purely charitable organization, being a charity to save the wildlife of Bangalore. So you can visit our websites. And remember, like I said, you can't keep an Indian wildlife for any entertainment or for as a pet. It's a crime. So we'll finish off with the 1 minute video we did some time ago. I have finished with my presentation. Ready to take questions.
Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful session. Now the session is open for discussion. If anybody has doubt, you can ask the speaker by unmuting yourself or by dropping message in the chat box.
Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Sir, myself Karthik Chavan. I am the first year veterinarian student, sir.
Okay.
I want to ask, sir, how can we deal with aggressive animals?
See the animal. If you're talking about the wildlife, so
Yes,
the
sir, especially only.
yeah. So the animals, they don't understand that when we go to rescue many of the monkeys, macaques, birds, they're all coming to bite you, claw you. They don't understand that we are helping them. So they think we are going to harm them. So that's why they defend themselves. So especially a snake also, naturally the venomous snake has a very little venom. God has given that to paralyze their prey. He doesn't want to use it against human beings. So if
Okay.
somebody is going to attack it, if somebody is attacking you, it will also either you'll fight or you'll run away. So that's what the animal also does. It tries to fight. So we have different methods of restraining the wildlife and how we treat. There's something when we bring the animal. There's a squeeze cage where you put the animal and squeeze him to a spot, and then that's how we give them injection. So there are different methods of restraining a wildlife.
Okay, sir. And sir, I want to ask, what was the experience? How was your experience in overall dealing with the animals, sir, wild animals?
Yeah, I became a vet because I love animals. I put in so much. I've in the army. I've treated so many animals. I've gone to jungles of northeast and treated many elephants in field surgeries. So it's an exciting relieving the stress in the animal and helping it, and such pleasure of putting the animal injured animal back into the nature, back into the wild. There's no, like my video says, there's no pleasure compared to that anywhere in the world. Putting the animal back.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, we can take other questions. So
May
we have a
I,
lot of we
may
have
I
we
ask
have
a
a lot of
question, please?
internships in veterinary and others. You can go to the website and come and intern with us. Yes, please.
Okay. First of all, heartiest congratulations for your work, sir. It's indeed a good job rescuing animals, and especially it's very informative that it presented. In one of the slides, it mentioned about pangolins being rescued. How do you do that, and how are they affected, basically?
So we have not done any pangolins recently, but our history, our statistics shows we had rescued them. They were trying to be smuggled um, somewhere. So that's how we rescued them, rehabilitated them, and released them back. So all this category one animal, according to the Indian, which are very vulnerable in the Wildlife Act for smuggling, like the python, the pangolins. So we take the help of Forest Department in releasing them. So we consult them, and like the leopard. So we consult them and they tell us where to release, and the whole process is videographed and the wildlife is released.
Okay. So, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, good evening, sir. I have a question. Like, this thing is only restricted to Bengaluru or other parts of Karnataka as well?
So now we are, like I told you, we are a charitable organization. Our resources are very limited. So we are on the charity of Bangalore, and charity doesn't come much. So it takes me around 12 to 13 lakhs every month to run the shelter with so many ambulances. I have 3 vets. It takes me, I spend around 10 to 12,000 rupees on feeding the animals only at a time every day. So it takes a lot of expenditure, but we have expanded. Like I told you, we got a node in Elanka now. We try to go at least 80 to 90 kilometers in and around Bangalore when we get. So sometimes if it is very far away, we ask the forest department to bring the animal, injured animal. So we get a lot of bonnet macaques which are electrocuted. So when they come to us, it's almost 1 or 2 days from the outskirts or beyond, with their limbs dangling in gangrene. So sometimes we have to amputate the limbs to save their lives. Sometimes amputate 1 limb, 2 limb, 3 limbs. So many a time, if the limb is not diagonal, the animal cannot be released back into the nature. So 0.5 to 1% of our rescues stay back because the animal can't defend itself in nature. So we keep them in what is known as lifetime care, LTC, in our shelter. So this is how it is. So otherwise, 99% of the animals are released back into nature.
Thank you, sir. Sir, one more thing. If we want to report something from Uttar Kannada or Udupi districts, so whom do we contact, sir?
The Karnataka Forest Department.
Okay, sir. Any particular post ACF or
Yeah. You can go to the Aranya Bhavan website. So there, each region has been decided. You can get the number of the DCF, the ACF, the RFO down right. So all the numbers are there.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, can we work with your organization as a volunteer?
Yes, please. So, like I told you, we go to the website. There's a Google sheet. So we welcome volunteers. Volunteering is informal for a year. You just go to fill up a form. And for a student, we just charge 500 rupees for 1 year. And for working professional, 1,000 rupees. This is just to keep people uh, coming and spending their time without reason. It is just to keep them away. So it is informal. Many of the IT guys are associated with us for almost many years. They come on weekends and volunteer with us. So internships in intensive, you have to do internship for 3 weeks. So I'm very happy taking the veterinary students because there is not much taught about wildlife in the colleges. So I'm keen to take them. Then we have general internship, we have rescue and rehabilitation internship, we have animal behavior internship. So you can go through our website, the variety of internship we are associated, in which you can be associated with us. We are looking for people. We are saving Bangalore's wildlife. We want people to journey with us, collaborate with us, learn about it. And all internship is free. Our rescues are free. Our ecological education program is free, and everything is, if you voluntarily donate, we give you a ATG certificate, which is income tax exempt. Otherwise, everything is free. We are ready to go to 80 to 90 kilometers to save a small bird. It's free. We are more interested in saving a life.
Thank you so much,
Am I
sir.
Very
audible,
good
sir?
evening,
Sir,
sir.
sir, can you please repeat the name of the website now currently you told?
Yeah. Just Google People for Animals Bangalore. We are the only guys. Yeah, PFA Wildlife Hospital, yeah, PFA Conservation Center. We come up top. We are the only ambulatory wildlife rescue center in Bangalore.
Okay, sir.
Good
Because sir,
evening,
I
sir.
also dream to career. My dream career is also wildlife veterinarian only, sir. That's why asking.
Come, please intern with us. We'd be happy. So we get, like I told you, we get around 20 rescue cases. It is 100% practical. So each rescue is a story. How it is rescued, how it is treated, how it is rehabilitated, how it is released. So it's like storytelling. So each rescue is a story with us.
Thank
Good
you,
evening,
sir.
sir.
Am I audible,
Good evening,
sir?
sir.
Hello.
Am I
Hi, good
audible?
evening. Yeah, please.
Sir, it was very informative webinar. And I wanted to ask a question whether the recovery rate of wildlife animals is like what's the rate of recovery when
It is
compared to
quite
domestic animals?
It's quite good because our rescue center hospital is actually a trauma center. So like a human hospital. So we get accident cases, we get electrocuted cases, we get abuse cases. So looking at that rate, like I told you, so almost our rate is very good. So we have almost released 42,000 animals of 220 different species back into nature. So our recovery rate is quite good. So especially in spotted deers also, in slender lorises also, our rate is very good. So we have a very good vet and uh, rehabilitation team. So we work tirelessly with our rescue team, which is very dedicated. So we're doing a great job to save a lot of animals. And we plan to
Sir,
save lots of them.
So whether
sir,
the recovery rate is faster than domestic animals or it's slower?
No, so that I don't have the statistics of domestic animals. So what they do, so we
Okay.
are into wildlife. Our recovery rate is comparatively, being a trauma and accident center, is comparatively very good.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So sorry.
am I
Your
audible, sir?
thoughts, sir, your thoughts on the book Elephant Whisperer, sir, Lawrence Anthony, the concept of elephant whisperer or any whisperer, sir. Actually, I
So
don't encourage whisperers, but your
yeah,
thoughts
so
on
actually, yes, actually, yeah, we are not into large forest. This one, so basically is we are into urban wildlife. We are into urban space. We are more interested in saving the wildlife which is being displaced in Bengaluru due to many
No, sir, 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 sorry,
land
sir, I will
urbanization.
repeat. Sir,
Yeah,
my
no,
question.
I can't. I will not comment on that, please.
Okay, sir.
Next question.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, please go ahead.
Hello. Sir,
Go ahead, please.
I'm basically from Department of Environmental Science.
Department of.
Hello. Environmental Science.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Environmental, sir. Sir, can I join for internship for programs like rescuing, sir?
100%. Like I told you, we have an internship in communication, rescue, rehabilitation, animal behavior. So you will be surprised. We get students from the Royal Veterinary College, London, from Australia, many parts of the world. So we had 4 interns coming internship from Iran. So we get from all parts of the world because nobody can get so much of practical exposure as we get in PFA, Wildlife Conservation Center. So welcome. I'm good. Happy to take interns and volunteers from India when we're getting so many from abroad.
Okay, sir. Sir, any conservation or encouraging programs near villages, sir, like educating people?
So no, we are in collaboration with a trust. Like I told you, we have resources crunch. We don't have so much of resources. We are in collaboration with Nilankani Philanthropies and Harsha Trust. We want to I want to have a mobile education, ecological education team which can go out to village schools. So that we do programs in Kannada there. So that they can go in a day, address 2 to 3 schools and fall back to Bangalore. So we are trying to get funding for this.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful session. Now the session is about to end. For further doubts, you can contact the speaker. The mail ID will be provided in the group. So today here we are at the end of the Wildlife Week event. Successfully completed the 7 webinars for 7 days on the Wildlife Week event. All the recordings of the webinars will soon be available in the YouTube within 3 days. The certificates will also be available within 4 to 5 days. Thank you so much.
So anybody wanted to contact me? So my email ID is gm@peopleforanimals.bangalore.org. I repeat, gm@peopleforanimals.bangalore.org. All small, all continuous. Otherwise, you can go to. We'd be happy to answer your queries. And please contact us. I've showed you my rescue numbers. We are very happy to come and rescue a wildlife. Please contact us for any wildlife rescue. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.